So you will have banks scandal. The most recent one is about some bank guy ripping off Commonwealth Bank of like $150 million. And around here somewhere, my amazing editor would have put information about different bank scandals that's happened. I think most countries, most banks have had scandals of some sort. You might not have seen it on the news, but I think if you look up ASIC or some compliance government websites, you would have seen that there's been fines. I guarantee all the big banks in Australia have been fined for some reason. Look up ASIC, Australian Securities Investment Commission, and you will see. Okay? So, best banks. What do we choose? So in Australia we have CBA, the big boys, NAB, Westpac, ANZ, and then you might have smaller ones like Citibank, which is multinational, or HSBC, etc. What do we choose? We don't know. It's like this. Number one, I want to choose the good little bank. That's what some of my friends want. You know, they want ethical bank. So let's say there's a made-up bank called Australian Ethical Bank. I hope there isn't, because I don't mean anything bad. But let's say I call myself Australian Ethical Bank. The name's good, so I want to put my money in it. And maybe they offer higher interest rate than 4.5 or 9 or whatever it is. But my question is this. Go down to the bottom, find out who owns this hypothetical Australian Ethical Bank. It could be like ME Bank, which advertises a lot, and it used to be owned by NAB, and now it's owned by Bank of Queensland, I think. So there's other little banks in Australia like Australian Heritage Bank, Teachers Bank of Australia, whatever, Kudos Bank, which is owned by its members. That's a good selling point. But I think the problem with banks like Kudos or smaller boutique banks is what happens when you want to access your money and something goes wrong. If there's only 2 ATMs in whole of Sydney, how are you going to get your money out? And then if you call the call center, I bet you it's not as staffed as the big 4 banks. And I bet you if something goes wrong, what's their compliance procedure? How will they help you? Because I guarantee somewhere along the line something will go wrong. Okay? So that's something you should consider. And then you say, can I trust those little awards like Canstar Award or the Meerkat Ad ones, because they're supposed to be neutral websites that aggregate and compare the different banks or products, right? So if I want high interest savings account, I can go to finder.com.au or whatever. But is that my best interest? Because how do I get listed on these things? Somebody has to pay for the cute Meerkat ad. Okay? The product sellers have to pay money to those websites or platforms, right? And those platforms probably get kickbacks or some sort of fee for recommending you their product. Nothing is free. Only thing I know that's free is in Australia we have Choice Magazine, which is a consumer magazine which is neutral. For that you pay, I don't know, $80 a year or something. They are independent, truly. So that's a good place to start. Choice magazines are in most libraries in Australia, so you don't even have to pay. Use the library and get information from there. But just don't trust advertising and marketing. That's my message for today. So which bank is the best? I don't know. It depends what you want. Any questions? Comment below and we'll try to address it. But Happy New Year, and let's start saving and investing 2026. Okay?